that is me breaking 104. So I signed my own summit board, and yeah, these are my summit boards. I have patients that sign, and when they make a certain weight or a huge accomplishment, there's one down there. But and I signed my own because I haven't broken 140 in quite a long time. That was from like 2 years ago. That's my first summit board. I think it's 2 years, 3 years ago. So what I wanted to do now, I did that, and I was really trying to do my best with cutting back, using fiber, exercising my head off. I have, since 5 years, it's now my 5th year here, much busier. Follow me on my quantum shift because I'm too busy, I think. But never too busy to take care of my health. My spirit, I'm just trying to fix now, but my health, I usually am on top of. However, I am 4 pounds away from that, and I want to go dive under. So I have done this several times. And since Pat and I did this in June-ish of 2019, when I told her I would help her, I was actually going to sell the boxes to people, but I wound up taking them myself. I bought 3 of them, Prolon, and I had spectacular. So I'm a 30 now, and this is loose. I was never a 30. I was always hanging out like 32. And I'm also I got some beef. So where's the beef? I got it up here, and I lost this, but I'm still losing weight overall. So when you lose weight, the usual thing I'll notice is that some of my guys will say that their spouses, my gals will say their spouses said they look very unhealthy. It's usually a guy, but their spouses will say, well, you look sick. And I think that can happen when you lose weight rapidly, because what usually happens is when you starve yourself and cut back to 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day, you're usually going to lose weight. And if you lose the carbs, you'll lose water. So it's going to be a fast, rapid weight loss. But if you stay off of that, decrease your fuel sources, then continue to exercise, what's going to happen is muscles are going to atrophy, because the body, the brain, the gut needs fuel. And the fuel, if it's not coming in this way, they'll first figure out here's the fuel, and it'll get flat. But then after a while, when this kind of eases up, or the body protects and says, no more, you can't have this battery anymore, then they'll take from here. So that's why people get to look skinny. So I don't like to drop too far below the deck as far as calorie or fuel source. And I can't sustain that. I'm pretty good with intermittent fasting, so I only eat from 12 to 8. So I got about an hour and 10 minutes left to eat for tonight. However, this stuff works. So, I kind of sell it on my website, but I don't really make a profit off of it. I really want my patients to take advantage of it. So get to my website, Herbal411, check out the Prolon box store. And then when you buy the box, call my front desk office for the coupon. We'll fax it over to you. You get an additional $50 off, I think. So in total, the Prolon box comes out to like $160, I believe. That's a steal. I got mine on Black Friday for $140 each. That was my Christmas present I asked my wife to get me. I'm going to be using my first one Sunday. So these are the Prolon boxes. All 5 boxes. These boxes, 1 to 5, have the essential components of what you're going to be doing every day. So, like for day 1, this is what's in day 1. You got packets of stuff to eat. So a lot of my patients, I say, save your money. Try to calculate it yourself. I'll put the video down below as far as FMD calculating. But I don't think that you have, you don't have to buy this. You can actually do it yourself if you want to calculate. But the problem is, it's not the same. I tried calculating twice out of like 8 attempts, and this is so much more easier. So what's in here? Oh man, I'm getting a taste for this. So there's 2 bars, pretty decent. Bars, for some reason it's all bleached out. Sorry, those are the bars. So there you go. And then, another bar. Sorry, I gotta block off the light there. Then the rest of this is all soups. You got 2 big soups for the day. And then crackers. I remember these crackers being pretty good. And tea bags, vitamins, and my favorite, not really, but I've learned to like these things, olives. So, they're okay. When you're faced with nothing to eat, I mean, you'll eat anything. But that's the first box. And then all the ensuing boxes are like that. And you're supposed to spread it out over the course of the day to decrease the crash, because it's going to be an induced ketosis. So starvation has to be induced. And it's ingenious the way Longo put this stuff together, and El Nutra put this together, because you have to have some form of starvation to turn on the ketosis. But in addition, the building blocks that you find in the boxes are just enough of a plant-based form and a low residual. So a low residual is low fiber, it's not a complex solid. Like you could have 1,000 calories. This is day 1, 1,000 calories. The rest of these boxes are 750, 750, 750, 750. Now you could have 1,000 calories of a Big Mac. Actually, I think a Big Mac is more than 1,000 calories. And you just have a little bite from the Big Mac all day long, and that'll be 1,000 calories. But that's not the same. So that will induce an insulin spike. This will not induce an insulin spike. If anything, it puts you into ketosis. Ketosis means beta-hydroxybutyrate, hopefully by the 5th day. Hopefully low insulin levels. That's why you're supposed to spread it out throughout the day. And also, so it makes it palatable. So anybody can dive into a water-only fast. Well, not anybody, but you can do a water-only fast and get the same accomplishment, induce that signal of starvation to the body, so it starts to rob and take from the gut. Most of us have visceral fat. Wow, this looks pretty good. No. But the bigger the tummy, the more visceral fat, but the more potential energy you could pull from. If you melt that stuff away, that's all fuel. There's like 9 grams. Well, I don't want to get into all the details of it, but the problem is, body will not let you take from that source. So it says, oh, nope, you can only put in the battery, you can't take out. So the brain says, wait a minute, I need fuel. So it makes you hunt, even though you just ate and all the fuel's going into the stomach. The brain doesn't get anything. The brain says, I want more. So that's why it's hard to stop, and that's why cravings are there, although cravings could be from sleep abnormality, stress, a couple other things. But this makes it so that you don't have to starve. You don't have to be 0 calories and water-only fasting. I mean, if you can get through water-only fasting for 5 days, you'll probably get the same, but the challenge is that you might develop a gallstone, and that's not a life-threatening thing, but you still have to have surgery. So, and it's painful. 5 days of water-only, it can probably get to that point, but man, you can't be around anybody that's cooking. You probably can't be feeding your kids. You can't be around stress. So I think that this you can do. And when you make the soup and you stir it up and you eat it, you have a taste. The palate gets something of a texture and a flavor burst. So the brain will say thank you. If the brain says thank you with this throughout the day, even though it's limited, but it's tasteful, you'll be satisfied. If you can make it through the 5 days, and I agree, on the 3rd and 4th day, it's tough. The energy drains on your first attempt at the FMD. But after that, the rest of my FMDs that I did, and I think this is the 8th one, if I'm not mistaken, piece of cake. And the beauty of this thing is that on the 6th to the 16th day, when you refuel, remember there's only 5 days, 1,000 calories on the first day and 750 on the ensuing days. The 6th day to the 16th day, I try to refuel. I kind of found that in his book, but I try to refuel with the best stuff that you can refuel with, just like you're heading for the state finals. And you gotta be on task, or you're going to take a national board. Gotta be on task. You don't wanna be drinking alcohol, you don't wanna be eating crappy food, you wanna sleep properly. 6th to the 16th day is when the stem cells get fed. The 5 days are when stem cells start to pop, because bad cells die off. Precancer cells die off. Anything that's about to be killed will be killed during the 5 days. And then the stem cells start to pop and show up. Those are baby cells that haven't been around for a while. And then on the 6th to the 16th day, when those stem cells that are remaining get fed, they take off like a new organ. So those are my guys who I talk to about, say, end-stage kidney disease, Alzheimer's disease, Crohn's disease, MS, diabetes. Long ago did a small study with diabetes. I think cancer, all those things, even autoimmune disease like thyroid or Hashimoto's. I really think that the antibodies that shrink down, those little blood cells that shrink down and die, or the ones that are just going into a little bit of hibernation, they will pop at the end between the 6th and the 16th day, and you'll be giving birth. You'll be giving birth to a whole bunch of new cells, possibly some new glands. So why not do it? I mean, there's no side effects. Even if you're a diabetic, there's no side effects. You might want to, if you're a diabetic, get cleared by your doc first as far as advice on decreasing the calorie response and maybe decreasing medication. So get clearance first. But for the most part, no side effects. Water-only fasting, definitely side effects, like falling down. This, I think, is easy. Now, if you're super sensitive, you might have an issue. But if you're super sensitive, then you probably shouldn't be dieting like this. But if you're average Joe, if you have cancer, MS, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, then I'd give it a try. As far as how often, I was doing it up until December every month. And I think I was hitting my, so I'm 57. I have 3 years before I'm going to be hitting Everest Base Camp, I hope. So if all else goes well, then I'll be hitting Everest Base Camp, helping out the emergency room. If I don't, at least I tried, but I still have a goal for 60. And I want to try to get in my best shape, and this is helping me. So there's other things like proper sleep, spirituality, psychology, resting at home, happiness, laughing. All those things are important, but I think with my majority of my patients who are probably overweight and struggling, and testosterone's decreasing, estrogen's decreasing, and it's harder to lose weight, this I'd say is a no frills. I mean, I forgot the statement, but this is a no-brainer. I gotta go home and rest. So I really think that this will help. Give it a try. I think I have a video. I'll put it down below. My office, 630-213-3232. Call Concepcion for the coupon. And I think you're allowed one coupon per person, but per year. But I'm sure you can figure something out from El Nutra. And I don't know, I haven't heard from anybody as far as how long it takes to get the $50 back from El Nutra, but if you have purchased, please put the comment down below how long it took for you to get the coupon money back. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube, and see you at the next video.